Yeah,
Yeah, so yeah, network crew, Cedar Avenue,
absolutely.
South Side.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. And then, of course, along with that, there was Hank, doing their thing. You know, in fact, at that point, Breeze still wasn't MCing, if I remember it correctly, because Breeze came along later on, like in the early '80s. I want to say around '83, '84. Yeah, but there was Hank, and there were two other brothers that were with him, and I forgot who the DJ was, but that was B Force back then. Okay, that was the bottom force, and I didn't understand because I was from that, from that era, but not from that area until one day I went to go and DJ a party for Jeff, okay, at Mill Creek Recreation Center. And at that party is when I got the chance to meet these brothers from B Force. And they were explaining what B Force meant to me, meaning the bottom side of West Philadelphia. Excitement, yes. Was I scared? No, I didn't have a clue that I should have been. It was nothing but love. But later on, I found out I should have had all the fear in the world because there was some pretty ruthless brothers down there. They were hardcore. They were this, they were that. But these brothers showed me nothing but love when I came there. And I also have to thank Jeff for that because if not for that, I would never have met those brothers.
That's all right. All right. Okay, brother. So, what was your experience like working at the sound of all the sound? Because it was more than one.
Right.
Yes.
Oh God. My whole entire civilian life, from 1985 all the way up until the mid 2000s, was Sound of Market. Sound of Market was the biggest mom and pop store that existed in Philadelphia. Unfortunately, this year, 2015, they finally closed the last of the mom and pops. Which was the Sound of Market slash Sound of Music slash Sound of Jazz. We can just call it slash because it encompassed all the stores. It had the best of everything that we had to offer as far as the music was concerned. And they did vinyl all the way up to the very end. Yeah, vinyl became uh, I guess you could say it became a rarity at some given point, in Philadelphia hip hop history with all these, controllers and things of that nature coming into play, you know. But there are still some diehard people out there who still miss and enjoy the feel of the vinyl, and need that vinyl in their lives. But for me, my experience was phenomenal. I enjoyed it thoroughly. I got to meet a lot of people. I helped to salvage, create, and also maintain a lot of industry names, businesses, as far as getting them afloat,
Mm.
starting their careers, things of that nature. I can tell you that, emphatically, if not for me, a lot of these names that are in the iconic side of the Philadelphia history, of hip hop, probably don't make it out there into the world as far as being hip hop icons. Yeah.
Okay. All right. All right.
I'm not giving out names unless you ask.
Got you. Got you. Got you. Got you. Got you.
So,
What can you tell us about some of the other, I guess we call them, I don't know, record record promoters, record distributors
wow. Okay.
in the city?
Oh my gosh. Okay. So we're going to talk about the record industry itself. We're going to talk about a lot of where some of that came from. There were Buddy Turners. Um, there were uh, Mr. Zane. You know, um, God, there were a few other promoters who were doing their thing independently.
Bruce Webb.
Oh gosh, let's not even discuss Mr. Webb. Mr. Webb is an icon as far as the Philadelphia music scene is concerned, period. Let alone being one of the most important and influential African Americans to have a business in Philadelphia. Okay, he was definitely the pioneer when it came to the music world, as far as having a record store and maintaining it until this current day. You know, he may not be open 24 hours, 7 days a week, but he's there and he's still up and kicking, and taking pictures. He has the proof, you know, he definitely has the proof. But, when we talk about, the industry itself, it has gone through such a transition. We're looking at back when there were maybe three or four different distributors, down to one in Philadelphia and one in New Jersey, and then one up in New York that used to also help to, solidify all of our needs as far as that was concerned. You're talking about uh, one-stop shop. You're talking about what was over there on Richmond Ave. Oh my gosh, Universal. you know, and you're also talking about the one that they had over in Pennsauken around the airport, which was Richmond Brothers, and they were Philadelphia's source for hip hop music, for R&B. A lot of that music came through these icons, and I say icons because they really literally ran not just Philadelphia and New York, but they also ran the nation. A lot of distribution was done through them. Um, I had the pleasure of meeting a lot of those people, who became personal friends, you know, throughout my career in this business. So, yeah, they definitely get my love, respect.
Awesome. Now, how about tell us a little bit about Chino?
Wow, wow. Where do I begin? Let me say the cocky Puerto Rican. All jokes aside, Chino is one of the best brothers I knew, in the business of music in Philadelphia. Um, Chino, he bridged the gap between hip hop and Spanish music and other types of international musics as well. You know, this brother was not afraid to embrace, every genre, of music that there was. A sad day, in music history to lose that brother because with that being said, you lost a lot of clientele, you know, in Philadelphia when it came to bridging the gap musically. Yeah, I mean, you're talking about the founder basically of the music section of Funkomart, which is one of the stables as well, in Philadelphia mom and pop music. Yeah, you're talking about a gentleman who was there from the very beginning, the onset of Funkomart, till its dying days, basically. You know, so you're talking 2014. Before he passed, he was still doing music down in Funkomart, on Chestnut Street, down in the basement, you know, asking me, "Yo, you want to do this again?" I was like, "Not so much." Yeah,
Cool,
yeah.
cool, cool. So, what are you doing now? We're gonna wrap it up. What are you doing now, Lance?
Uh, Besides being a pop pop,
Yeah.
besides being a pop pop, I still do a lot of production work. I'm DJing still. I mean, you're talking 40 plus years of DJing now. It doesn't just come and go. You know, those that are in it, they're in it for the love. You and you know, when I look back on things, I wouldn't have it any other way. You're talking about meeting people like Jazzy Jeff, Cash Money, Groove the Most, you know, Will, Spin Bad, Lightning Rich. I mean, Rockin' Hood, the Shazam. I mean, the list goes on and on for me. Like I have a historical account with each and every one of them personally. You know, I know them all personally. And they've all become friends. Some even family. In this DJ Warlock, for instance, it's family. So I mean, like, that's a whole different ballgame. But now you can catch me currently. I'm spinning. I do DJ still. I do a lot of mobile. Aside from mobile, you can catch me in the skating rinks. Down At now it's called Rolling Thunder. It used to be WoW. Before that, it was Skateland USA, and before that, it was something else, and before that, it was I think wasn't it at one time Skate USA and something else, and yeah, that place down on Roosevelt Boulevard. You can catch me there, and yes, I still spin all the old school stuff as well as I spin the new stuff. You know, so and just for the record, I just want to let people know that this industry has in Philadelphia has not just bred us, but it's also bred a new breed of industry cats. A lot of them spawned from us. Who were doing it back then. Okay, you're talking about Grandmaster now. Now, his nephew is Meek Mill. So, that's just an example. My daughter is the trooper. So that's another one. Like they're out there. Some of us who are now pop pops are also spawning off artists. So keep that in mind. When you look forward to seeing some of these artists come out, support them.
That makes sense.
Yeah. So God, let's not talk about Grand Tone's daughter. Let's not talk about Grand Tone's daughter, Diamond Cuts. That's a prime example. You're absolutely right about that. Yeah. And God rest his soul. Yeah. It just goes to show you that we are a product of our environment. You know, 95% of these kids who are coming through have positive role models. They just need to know where to look. Yeah, that's all I can say to that.
Peace. All right. You had it live right here in Northeast Philly with DJ Lightning Lance, one of the pioneers in Philadelphia music. And not just only hip hop, but just in the entertainment industry at large as we know it. And we just want to check him out as he do a little of his patent and spinning.